Good day everyone. In this video, we'll be talking about the globalization of religion. But first, what is globalization and religion? Globalization is the growing interdependence of the world's economies, cultures, and populations brought about by the cross-border trade in goods and services, technology, and flows of investment, people, and information. While the religion, it is an organized system of beliefs, ceremonies, and rules used to worship a god or a group of gods. So for this video, we'll be more focusing about how globalization has affected the religion in various ways. First, we have it paved the way of the rise of religious nationalism. Next up, we have turn of religion in public life. And next, the proliferation of international terrorism. And lastly, the increase of individual religiosity. This is according to Rodometov 2014. So first, let's discuss the globalization gave rise to religious nationalism that came about after the Second World War. So for example, in the Philippines, creating the law is sometimes anchored on the lawmakers' belief in Christianity. In 2018, a National Bible Day was declared as a special working holiday by former Senator Manny Pacquiao. So one of example pa dito ay yung pag-celebrate natin ng Holy Week every month of April. Ito yung naging non-working holiday ang Holy Week, and it is about religion, the Catholic in specific. Next, globalization led to the turn of religion into public life as a reaction to post-World War II modernism. So, the often forceful entrance of religious traditions such as the Catholic liberation theology and Islamic fundamentalism from private sphere into public life. So, one of its example is yung mga fiesta dito sa Pilipinas kung saan mayroong mga prosesyon na nagaganap, and that is the effect of globalization on religion. Kasi ang mga ganitong prosesyon ay hindi lamang nangyayari sa Pilipinas kundi sa iba't ibang mga lugar or bansa. Then, globalization affected the proliferation of international terrorism. For one, ito yung religion extremism, kung saan meron isang religion na naniwala sila na it is their duty to fulfill God's will through creating violence. So, ang example nito ay isang ISIS group na they are known for being an extremist group. They triggered locals Mindanao to launch the Marawi siege for 5 months. And finally, globalization prompted the increase of individual religiosity, brought about by the individual's need to rely on his or her beliefs and relationship with the Supreme Being. So, kaugalian na ng mga tao na every Sunday, they'll go to church para magpasalamat, humingi ng tulong at to ask for guidance with God. Ayun yung example for increase of individual religiosity. So, global migration also influences religions. Because of migration, globalization has forced the appearance of religious traditions in places monetarily. It is called the Deterritorialization of Religion. Ito yung nagkaroon na ng blur between lines, between characteristic of migration amidst globalization. Kasi ang mga paniniwala in yung mga celebrations, yung culture is na-spread na siya across the country or the world, na wala nang specific kung saan alam natin na this certain culture nang galing to dito sa bansa na to. So, there is a blur na dahil nagaganap na siya sa iba't ibang lugar, hindi na natin masyadong ma-determine kung saan man itong specific na galing. And global migration also resulted in what Campbell called the Easternization of the West. So what we mean by Easternization of the West is that yung West, sila yung origin of religions. Sila yung unang nagpalaganap or nagkalat ng mga religion. But as to what is happening right now, they are now the recipients, or they are the one who are adopting other people's religion. So that is why they are called Easternization of the West. They adopt the beliefs, the culture, and anything about other people's religion. The interaction of region and culture resulted in a global local religion. Radomatov developed a model of 4 distinct glocalization. So first we have the vernacularization. Refers to blending of universal religions with local languages. So for instance, Arabic is used as Islam's sacred language even outside the Arab world, while Greek and Latin remains to be the primary languages of Christianity. So when we say vernacularization, ito yung to spread the religion, kailangan mong i-adopt kung ano man yung local language ng specific na lugar na pag-i-spreadan mo ng religion na to para mas madali nilang maiintindihan. Next, we have the indigenization. Transform a universal religion to suit the specifics of a particular ethnic group. So, an example is the practice of Islam by various ethnic groups in the Zamboanga Peninsula. Ito naman yung kailangan mong i-adapt yung religion na ito sa mga culture, paniniwala ng isang ethnic group para mas mapadali and para mas maging universal yung religion na ito. Then third, we have nationalization. Constructs a link between the nation and church. The Philippines Independent Church, an independent Christian denomination, is an example of a national modifiers to the religious identification. So, for this, kailangan na we have this specific na religion for this certain place. Ayun yung to create the link between the nation and the church. And lastly, we have the transnationalization. Has complemented religious nationalism by focusing groups on identifying specific religious traditions of real or imagined national homeland. So, example nito is yung Iglesia ni Cristo. So, if you're watching Cristel Fulgar's vlog, you'll be able to see how she was still able to go to church even though nasa Korea siya. Kasi sa Korea merong mga church na Iglesia ni Cristo. So, may mga tao na kapag nakita nila yung church na ito, iisip agad nila na ang church na ito is from this certain country, which is the Philippines. So, that is what we call transnationalization. The globalization of religion brought two opposing results. Starting from the late 20th century, religion has been a source of global conflict and peace. So, first we have example in Britain, Muslims were linked to the jihadist attack in June 2017 in the London Bridge. So, ang nangyari dito naman, sa example na to, merong tatlong mga lalaki who drove a van in London Bridge na kung saan nakapatay sila ng 2 tao. So, it is a jihadist attack. So, nung nangyari yun, nagkaroon ng stereotype sa mga Muslim, or nagkaroon ng nilahat nila yung mga Muslim na they are terrorists. Next, we have the Jewish extremists in Israel were accused of targeting and beating Palestinians also in 2017. So, ang Israel versus Palestinians have been going on for 48 years, almost 48 years already. And merong latest na ganap between Israel and Palestine, kung saan ang Israel is they want the whole territory of the Palestinians. So, right now, they are in the stage of genocide, kung saan they are bombing hospitals, churches, mga schools, ambulances, and yung mga pinag-i-stayan ng mga na-relocate or mga nasagip from their attacks. So, the Prime Minister of Israel said that there will be no ceasefire by calling them human animals. So that is one of the example how Jewish and the Palestinians are part of the globalization of religion. And lastly, we have the American-based organization New Christian Right question the teaching of evolution in school in the same year. So there's this kind of thing na naglalaban ang science and ang religion, na kung saan sa science pinag-aaralan ang evolution or evolution ng tao, and against doon ng isang Christian na religion. So they question why it is being taught in schools. Next up, we have Meyer claims that the conflicts are about identity and economics and privilege and power. So, Osama bin Laden's attack on the World Trade Center in 2001 was triggered by the American exploitation of the oil reserves of the Middle East. But the jihadist warriors carried out the attack, for they were willing to be martyred in the name of Allah. Dito papasok yung religion extremists. And everyone knows this specific event kung saan they called it 911 because it happened September 11, 2001, kung saan the World Trade Center was tinamaan siya ng airplane, nag-collapse, and then maraming taong namatay. Then next, we have the Marawi City Siege, in which the ISI Maute Group Alliance was responsible. Was the small group's quest for bangsang moral identity and power over its exclusive jurisdiction. So, same lang to kung saan pumapasok yung religion extremism na nangyari sa Marawi City na dito sa Pilipinas. Meyer also believes that there are 5 stages of global religious rebellion against the secular state. First, we have the revolt against secularism. So, ano nga ba ang secularism? Secularism, ito yung paghihiwalay ng nation or ng state sa religion. So, wherein localized uprising go up against the state's less moral authority to govern. So, hindi nila gusto yung may mga tao na hindi nila gusto yung thought na paghihiwalayin ang state at ang religion. So, they want some laws na magbe-base sa religion. Next, we have the internationalization of religious rebellion, wherein the warfare comes between the religious and secular politics. So, ito yung may alitan between the religions and the politics. So, next stage, we have invention of global enemies, wherein anti-American and anti-European sentiments are growing. Kung saan merong alitan between the anti-American and the anti-European na hanggang ngayon ay lumalaganap. And next stage, we have the global war, wherein there is an expansion of range and depth of conflict between the secular and religious forces. And lastly, we have the religious dimensions of post-Arab Spring, wherein the jihadist strategy is proven to be not the way to end the struggle. That's all for globalization of religion and how globalization affects the religion.